This is Geometry 9.5. We'll be talking about the sine and cosine ratios. So the sine and cosine ratios are your other two trig ratios or other two trig functions. First of all, the sine of an angle, similar to the tangent of an angle, you would take the sine of one of the acute angles of your right triangle. So it's the sine, or from here on out, we'll just abbreviate it sin, but you take that of an acute angle of a right triangle. And then the sine is defined to be a ratio, so it's a fraction. It's defined as the side opposite that angle. Okay. Over or divided by the hypotenuse of the right triangle. That's the sine of an angle. And then the cosine of the angle, or we abbreviate it COS. Again, it's the acute angle of the right triangle that you're taking the cosine of, but the cosine is the side adjacent to the angle. Again, when we're talking about the side adjacent to the angle, we're talking about a leg over or divided by a hypotenuse. And then to remember each of your three trig functions, so sine, cosine, and tangent, those are your three trig functions. But to remember them, instead of memorizing them, a lot of people use a little acronym. That doesn't really mean anything, but you ask anyone that's taken trig before that knows your three trig functions. If you say, what's SOHCAHTOA? They know what that is. So, S-O-H, ka, C-A-H, toa, T-O-A. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That's what we have here. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then tangent's opposite over adjacent. That's SOHCAHTOA. That's a little acronym that you could use in order to remember the three trig functions that you take of the acute angles of a right triangle.